Vice Marshal Pavan Kumar, who currently serves as the Director General of Defence Space Agency. In his current assignment, he is handling all aspects related to space exploitation in the military domain by the Indian Defence Forces. May request AVM Pavan Kumar to kindly present his special address.
My co-panelists, senior officers, serving and retired, and dear colleagues. Good morning to each and every one of you. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Subbarao and team SIA India for organizing this seminar and for inviting me here to address this audience. And I think why DEFSAT2025 is important, because as was circulated by SIA in one of its pamphlets that was moving around, it is very important, as is written there, that it is an assemblage of thought leadership to exploit or to harness the potential of space technologies to enhance defense capabilities. So this theme itself, I think it conveys a lot, and especially that we have industry, academia and strategic players here, hence the importance of this seminar. And once again for that, I thank SIA India for organizing and for inviting. Now, I think from the time first satellite was launched by Soviets in 1957, when it was the peak of Cold War, slowly as we progressed, we started utilizing space for the benefit of humankind. And so is the case with us. I would just request you, all of you, to imagine for 5 minutes what life would be if there were no space-based applications. Whether it is checking up the weather in the morning, to going for work, coming back, ordering food, mobile-based applications, swiping cards. I think it has penetrated so deep inside in each and every activity that we almost take it for granted as far as civilian use is concerned. And like it has happened in the civilian domain, similar is the case in military. The concept of MDO was covered in detail. I will not talk of MDO. But what I would say is that it is believed by many people that probably the next war may be in cyber and space, then there may not be a requirement of the conventional forces. And even if they do engage in, it will not be possible to progress without space-based applications, without space assets. I think the ideal example I would like to mention is Russia-Ukraine. Many are calling it first commercial space war, many are calling it first space war. And this is interesting, and probably the analysis of this campaign, once it is over, will bring out a lot of good lessons, because one side we have Russia, which is a major spacefaring nation, and other side we have Ukraine, which is dependent on space assets either on commercial players or on the Western or on the other countries. Whether you can target a commercial asset operating over Ukraine by Russia is something that probably legal fraternity would comment later. But I think this brings out how both the countries are using space. To make it simple, because these are military terminologies, I would say that when you talk of space in military, you simply club it under the two heads. I can say space for defense and defense of space. Space for defense would comprise of three verticals. To give a very simple example, if you want to pick up a target that you want to target later, you have to have intelligence information about the target. That is ISR. Even once you target it, you do require battle damage assessment to see the level of damage that has been caused. Once again, it finishes with ISR. So it starts with ISR, it finishes in ISR. To go to the target and to drop precision weapons onto the target, you require PNT services. And in this entire gamut of operations, you require communication, and hence these three verticals of ISR, PNT and communication, I would term it as space for defense. Now, obviously, because these space-based assets are important, the capabilities are important, technologies are important. So every country wants, the adversary wants that these capabilities should not be available to the other country, and hence the requirement of space situational awareness, in which we can have the pickup of the satellites and the sensors that we want to take care of. Of course, combined with that would be passive and active countermeasures that probably I will not talk. So space of defense and defense of space are two important assets. And like I said, since industry is sitting here, what is important is what is it that defense forces are looking for. Now, as far as ISR is concerned, I think what we are looking at is heterogeneous sensors, which is a combination of EOSR, ILINT, COMET, hyperspectral, neuromorphic. What we are looking at is big data storage solutions. What we are looking at is AI-based edge computing. We are looking at artificial intelligence primarily for image analysis, complete automation of uplinking and downlinking operations, because that reduces our dependence on manpower. And one very nice project which was covered by Director Edwin yesterday was which I think is an excellent idea, is that they are doing, that is combining UAV imagery with the satellite imagery. I think that is a good project. So these are the kind of technologies we would focus on ISR. When we talk of PNT, I think we should be very proud that we will have the base layer constellation of 7 Navik satellites taking care up to 1500 kilometers from our borders, operational by 2026. That would imply, firstly, it can be used both by civil and military, especially for friendly foreign countries. And as far as defense is concerned, we are looking at all weapon grade PNT receivers. We are looking at PNT receivers for all kind of sensors, all kind of platforms that are there with the services, whether it is aircraft, ships, drone or land-based. Now, when you talk of communication, I think the technologies that we are probably focusing is on integrated satellite communication grid. We do not want to be dependent on a particular satellite. We are looking at hubless, we are looking at software defined, we don't want any service to be over dependent on a particular satellite. That might be the case. So hence we are looking at mix of constellations, either MEO GEO, LEO MEO GEO. A lot of studies have happened on that. So integrated satellite communication grid we are working on. We are looking at tracking and data relay satellite systems, primarily because it reduces demand to delivery time. As far as OODA loop is concerned, that was talked about. We are looking at quantum communications because of obvious advantages of secrecy. Now, when you talk of SSA, I think probably what we should look for is systems that can predict and detect weather in various orbital regimes. What we should look for, and we are looking for, are the space and ground-based sensors, which includes telescopes and radars, along with the complete network, so that the commanders can take appropriate decisions, whether it is military level, operational level, or tactical level. Now, along with these technologies, of course, reusable launch vehicles. I think the advantages we need not even speak. Mega constellations I already covered. In orbit refueling and maintenance. The co-orbital applications, IoT, ISL, quantum communications. So primarily these are the technologies that will revolutionize military affairs, and hence the importance of space, and hence we want to amalgamate all this. So obviously, when you talk of these technologies, what comes to mind is where are we? What are we doing right now about it? So what I would like to mention, that lot of things we are working, lot of things. I think it is on MOD website. There are about 75 defense space challenges. Some of them have really progressed, including the Aditi challenges. Yes, there are some limitations. I think we have to have, whether it is government, whether it is DRDO, whether it is ISRO, or the bigger players in the market, to hold hands and become the system integrators. That is something that we are working on. But what is more important is that technology itself, even if we develop all these technologies, technology itself will not be able to fight a war. The technologies have to be amalgamated into the overall scheme of things, and that is why we are here as far as Defence Space Agency is concerned and 3 services are concerned, and a lot of steps are being taken into account. And I think for that, primarily, seminars like this are extremely important, because like I said, this is the assemblage of thought leadership that combines all 3. So with this, once again, I would like to thank SIA India, and I think we have an excellent seminar. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, AV and Pavan Kumar. Now it's time for the